Hi, welcome back to channel TrainStation2. Alright, we got first and a second competitions, and of course with that we just got to work hard for one more in order to attain that 1000 event coin legendary train. So far we've amassed 600 event coins, so probably if we work hard in the mini challenge as well, we could attain that extra 100 event coins in total. 1000 event coins needed for that legendary. Why do you need that legendary? Is because once you unlock that special job, which I'm going to show you back in the later part of this video. Basically you're going to do the requirements and you unlock 100 EP jobs that only made available after you cleared that using a legendary train. That being said, legendary trains are hard to get, so if you manage to get one of it early, you may be able to unlock that job soon, and then you have a comparative edge so much better, because you get 100 EP each time where people struggle with 15 or 25 EP. So it is definitely a sure win method. But getting that legendary is not easy. There's only two approach. One which is to save 4,000 event keys, and the other one is to keep on winning the competition so that you can get that 100 or actually 1,000 event coin. So 300 event coin per first win. You get 3 of those, you get 900. And if managed to get a bit for the extra 100 somewhere, be it spin the wheel or those mini challenges that attains that 1000. But again, that's been easier than said than done, because sometimes you're not that lucky, you may not get first. Then we will need to be the end of fourth competition before we can stand a chance in getting that. So saving up that 4,000 event keys is an alternative which is so much easier to attain. And if you could, after that is to exchange for the epic train, because sometimes that special 100 EP job required epic train, and you can only cancel one job, and then eventually watching a video for canceling the second time, and then you can't do it for a couple of hours. So definitely important. As long as you get that legendary job or a legendary train done for that legendary job, you are faced with the difficulty of choosing what else to exchange. Then just fret not. My advice is definitely to choose the epic train. So there are other rewards they may be tempted to. For example, if you get an additional rare or common train, why not? Or event special building. But like I said, all these are not important. More importantly is getting the epic trains out as well as a legendary train out soon, so you can get the maximum chance of winning. So this mini challenge that I said is like, let's say, required to upgrade certain train type electric. Then just make sure you do the upgrade in the earlier regions, because so much cheaper and so much affordable compared to if you're going to do it in the latest region, you may not have sufficient parts or gold. So that's the trick to do this, and with that that you can generate a bit more of that rewards, and it includes additional EP, and this additional EP will allows you to win. So hopefully you understand what I mean by having these mini challenges done, because all these are important. The other one I didn't do was to spend event keys, because I'm just saving up to 4,000 event keys. So I didn't do any of those and couldn't get any rewards from the next mini challenge. But that's fine, because I think that's more important than actually getting those. And of course, already measured, we have about a couple of hundred EP at a hit of the second competitors, so quite lucky there. So let me quickly show you this high traffic. We didn't manage to win good because it's really tough. But I said sometimes you just gotta keep going and see what you get from those mini challenges. But here we are trying to create a huge gap. This is the start. We only have created a small little tiny gap there. But like I said, those mini challenges allows you to gain more EP, and then of course along the way you unlock more locations, and of course that is leveling up against you a tiny bit. But I think more importantly, I'm going after the keys, because I'm missing some legendary trains, which is really tough to get. So sometimes it's not easy to get legendary trains in region. Much easier if you get it from the events instead. And of course, region legendary doesn't have the equivalent high amount or capacity of that legendary train obtained from events. So I really love legendary trains from the events, because that allows you to make better deliveries or collections of raw materials. So here we are at midpoint. Um, the competition 2, there'll be 4 more to go. Hopefully you had the hang of it by now. Like things that are important is definitely the tombstone. Constantly gotta send your batch trains to collect those tombstones. And definitely that takes some time because it's 50 minutes. Then of course the rest of the commodity or raw materials is only 3 minutes. So just make sure you have a fine balance as those, and of course watch your warehouse spacing because limited capacity. You really have to do some housekeeping, dump away those odd numbers that you no longer require. And of course, if you could make use of your factories to store the raw materials. All right, so yeah, needed to say, I just repeat one example as usual. I'll use like chairs. If you make an order for a chair, you need timber and nails, and you cancel the order, you get back your nails and timber, right? So generally, that's how you use the factory warehouse to store additional raw materials or finished products if you could. So that being said, the event factory, make sure you do it round the clock in terms of production so that eventually you get tons of those event items. Like you see, I try and teach quantity of those event items, but like I said, warehouse spacing is always a trouble for me. That's why I need to do housekeeping constantly, and then see how best we could manage those. Because event items are hard to manufacture, it takes time, and of course, because all hinges on one, which is a tombstone. It's just a bit unfair, but that's how Pixel making it tougher and tougher. Last time is not so bad, but this time around, we just see that it all hinges on one raw material, which is the tombstone itself. So definitely not easy, but you got to constantly send your trains to get those tombstone because otherwise things can't move because without that tombstone, none of the items can be manufactured. So this is very tough, but needless to say, it's basically to ask you to buy that additional outsource factory. But I'm not going to do that, of course. Like you can see, I'm a free to play and I can keep on winning. So you should have been paying as well because Pixel is just getting greedy. So if you start paying, the game get worse. So don't believe in paying for basically just free to play. All right. So here we are, preparation like as usual. Store those plastics here using those plastic chairs, 200 per piece. Once cancelled, we can get those 200 pieces of the plastics back. So coffin, spooky lantern, the things I've been doing. I think the mechanical chimp maybe something to do later on, but it's not easy. Like I said, so you need those a lot of those tombstones and whatnot. And of course, let's see what else we could. Or this is not possible without any tombstone being collected. So just have to wait for the dispatchers come back before you collect those tombstone again. So of course, got to see the ranking chart. Here we are. Definitely fast forward a bit here to show you the progress. You can see generally there's sometimes a mixture event items and non-event items, but most of the time event items being asked for. So just make sure you keep on doing it, and of course the rewards in terms of the keys and the EP is getting smaller and smaller. You just have to keep on going. Eventually you'll get back that 75 EP jobs. All right, so it is a bit tough, but you got to push through that phase. Once you are done with that phase of 25-35 EP phase, the 75 EP will come back. So that's the differentiator for a winner, because once you have that 75 EP, you rush for it. One 75 EP job could easily cater for 2 or 3 of the people's 25 EP jobs. So that's the winning. Just keep on pressing forward. If you could, just gotta do it simultaneously. So one of those jobs will not hinder you in progress. So of course, almost coming to the tail end of this video. As usual, we've got 4 more to go. Just gotta save up and ration your gems, unit dollars, and your gold. So the parts, in terms of the gold parts and the money, you got to save up 2 over million. I'm really hoping to get a legendary, can upgrade it. So at this juncture, we had a bit 1 day 5 hours left, and I've created about 200 EP gap. And let's fast forward it. This is 5 hours. Let's see what we get at the end of the day. So I'll surprise you with a huge EP gap that I created. I'll show you now. So it's about near the 600 EP gap that we created. All right, so thank you so much for watching. Do like and subscribe, and of course good luck for that competition. Goodbye.